Morimoto Lighting has finally came out with some indicator bulbs. But are they any good? There's a lot of ways that you could mess this up. If you're trying to upgrade from your incandescent turn signal bulbs to an LED bulb, you could get hyperflashing. You could get error codes on your dash. So are these gonna be any different? In this video, we're gonna find out if these are good enough to put on your own vehicle. With 30 watts of power, the XB LED turn signal bulbs from Morimoto are incredibly bright, making it an instant upgrade in performance, style, and safety. The benefit of these turn signal bulbs over many aftermarket bulbs is that they have a built-in fan. A higher wattage bulb means high surface temperatures, but the integrated fan works well to keep hot air away from the internal cavity of the bulb. I see 52 3030 SMD chips on these LED bulbs. They have a lifespan of 2,000 hours with a voltage range of 10 to 18 volts DC. To find out if the Morimoto turn signals are any good, we first have to discuss why aftermarket turn signal bulbs are often bad. Your original bulb is an incandescent bulb for the most part. If you're going to upgrade to an LED bulb, your vehicle is going to think there is a bulb out unless you install a resistor. A resistor simply provides resistance to let the vehicle know if it's burnt out or not. If the vehicle thinks that your bulb is burnt out, it is going to hyperflash. It's going to blink rapidly. Most bulbs out there, if you get them from Amazon or eBay, are actually going to do that right out of the box. Some of them are resistor-free, like this, or resistor-free, because after about 30 seconds, they're gonna actually hyperflash. And the reason being is because most really bright LED turn signal bulbs still ramp down. They lose brightness a little bit in order to preserve the bulb because they don't have an internal fan to then cool them down. So as the brightness of that bulb then dims just a little bit, the vehicle then no longer has enough resistance thinking that it is burnt out. So even if you have a really good bulb, it is going to hyperflash once that happens. If you don't know what a resistor is, essentially it looks like this and it has two wires that come off of it. You're going to have to take apart your headlight assembly and then you're going to have to test it with a multimeter to find the positive and negative wiring. You're going to have to strip it back or cut it and then you have to splice this in line with it. It's actually really annoying. Even if you use T-taps, it's still really annoying because then you have to mount the resistor somewhere where it's not going to melt the backside of your housing because it gets really hot. It's the last thing you want. So let's try this Morimoto turn signal. Now don't pay too much attention to how I'm doing the install here. Taillights are generally all the same if you're referring to trucks. There's about 17 different variations when it comes to all of these Morimoto bulbs, so it's surely going to fit yours, but it might install differently. Generally you got two screws, one here, one on the bottom. You pull the taillight out, and there you'll find your incandescent turn signal bulb. Turn it counterclockwise, pull it out, and install your new bulb. While I have this taillight pulled out, I want to show you the resistor. It's connected to this wiring here, and it goes all the way up here. It's super inconvenient. It's the last thing you want. Oftentimes, the problem with the resistor is if your bulb doubles as a brake and turn signal. Now, if you don't know what bulb is right for your vehicle, go to Headlight Revolution, type in your year, make, and model, and we'll show you guys what bulb size you need to get. Let's put this in, turn it on for about 30 minutes to see if their claims of it not hyperflashing are true. All right, that's loud. Guys, that is actually pretty impressive that this is not hyperflashing. My previous bulbs, yes, they did hyperflash after a while, like I said, this does not. This is a 30-watt bulb, so it's actually pretty cool that it's not ramping down and hyper-flashing. But if it's been on a very long time and you were doing your testing at home, just note this bulb does get really hot. That's why they integrated the fan inside. And I also noticed that for some reason this wasn't polarity specific, which means no matter which way you put it in, it works the same. On some other vehicles, that's probably not the case. If it didn't work on your vehicle, just take it out, flip it 180 degrees, and put it back in. Have you ever heard of non-CK or CK bulbs? A lot of people will get the wrong bulb because they don't understand what that means. The best part is the XB LEDs, it does not matter if your vehicle is non-CK, which is what most vehicles are, or CK, like some of the Toyotas. This will work on either one. So once you figure out what size bulb you need, what about the color? Morimoto offers the red, the amber, a white, a switchback that I'll get to in just a second, and it really all is dependent on what color the lens is. So like right here, I got my taillight, and this is a red lens. Would you put a white behind it or a red? I know the comments are gonna blow up here. You would want to put a red light behind this red lens. It's scientifically proven that a red light actually passes through a red lens a lot better than a white light passing through a red lens. The white light is going to lose some brightness, converting over to that red color, and then you're not going to have as much light output. So if you have a red lens, pick a red bulb. If for some reason it's clear and you're doing a turn signal bulb, you do want to get that amber turn signal bulb. Real quick, let's talk about switchback bulbs. What are they and could they work for your truck? Well, generally a switchback bulb works like this. If you got a turn signal bulb that is also a daytime running light, it can do both. It can switch back. So as you can see here, we've got a nice bright amber turn signal. This is a switchback bulb in this 06 to 08 Ram. And when you turn them off, it looks like this. In my opinion, that's pretty cool. So now you got your daytime running light. This is not the stock headlight on this Ram, obviously. This is actually the Morimoto XB replacement housing. And for this Ram, they only make a hybrid housing, which means they originally used this bulb, the incandescent bulb that we've talked about, the whole reason you're trying to upgrade that bulb in the first place. It's not bright, it's not good, it burns out, and it's the last thing you want. So how can you tell if your vehicle can use a switchback bulb? Generally, if your bulb uses a dual filament bulb, that's 2 wire wound filaments inside of 1 incandescent bulb, you could use a switchback bulb. Another is you could just look it up on Headlight Revolution again, type in your year, make, and model, and see if a switchback bulb is recommended for your vehicle. Look for the little icon that says HR tested. That'll let you guys know that we've already tested it in that vehicle to make sure that it works. I think this is pretty cool as well. You don't have hyperflash. You're not going to get the error codes you would on other turn signal bulbs. It's pretty cool to see that Morimoto is now making an LED bulb for those people that also purchase the hybrid headlights. If you got a Tacoma or an F-150, but you purchase the Morimoto XB hybrid lights that use that original turn signal bulb, this is a great replacement to then make that housing completely LED. So then it's close to the Morimoto XB just for a lot cheaper. So these bulbs are available in white, red, amber, and switchback. They also are truly resistor-free. They're extremely bright. And can I recommend these for your vehicle? Well, absolutely. Ditch your incandescent bulbs and get something like this. That thing just shattered. This is on headlightrevolution.com. Type in your year, make, and model, and you'll see exactly what fits your vehicle.